So wait, you made Blabble say history by being in shackles for 40 days.
I was in shackles for 40 days, but they only give me credit. My lawsuit only give me credit for 28 days. And the reason for this is I I I I've been in the federal system. I I stabbed a lot of people. I stabbed officers, inmates, everything. Never been in restraints. They show you where their importance is put in. They was never put in restraint, but they was putting people in restraints for oppression to make them be subjected to stuff. Plus, they needed a certain, you know, I used to read all this stuff. So the police, they have a certain amount of time before the physical year. See, people think the end of the year. Civilians say end of the year is December, not when you got a business or got something. Your physical year may be like July. In July, they got to use all their equipment. They got to do this. If they can't exhort their exhort that budget within that time, then they're not going to get that funding, that same budget. So the police will go around and actually pick like it come. You know when they come to that certain time, now they ready to gas you because they ready to expend to show that they need to use this stuff. So they bring a dude to. I had already told them my homeboys. I said, listen, we not jumping on nobody for the police. We not doing none of that. If you don't want to sell in there, don't accept it. We ain't gonna play that game. We ain't gonna do that. Cause they'll put a dude in there with you. Now if you give us a free body, it's cool. But they'll put a dude in there with you, and when you kill him, now you facing a life sentence.
What
So
you
you ain't.
mean when they put somebody there with you?
They had five dudes got killed when I was in the special management unit. That's where my lawsuit come from. They would put a dude in there. Say for instance, the dude is a dropout from surrenders.
Hmm.
So now, if you're a dropout from the surrenders, you know that there's a hit on you because when you dropped out, you had to debrief. They'll take a 19-year-old, 20-year-old dropout from the surrenders and put him in the cell with a 65-year-old shot caller of the surrenders. This man is 65-year-old surrender, which means he is part of the hit that's been put on you. So what the young dude do? They beat him to death. They beat him to death in cuffs and everything. I seen 3 of these situations happen. Right there, 5 people was killed when I was there in a year. So I told my homeboys, I told the warden, I told all of them. Me and my homeboys, we held the red cage. Some of the dude from DC held it with me. We held the red cage. We said, listen, put my homeboys on the tip. We don't want no single cell, but you're gonna give them enough time for us to put somebody in there with them. Put somebody on the cell, let them talk to them a while. If they blend, then we'll put them in there. But if y'all put somebody in there and they hurt my people, we gonna start trying to hurt your people. Me and the warden had a good deal. Warden had a good deal. They shipped the warden out. When they shipped that warden out, new warden come. So the warden come through. He said, "Well, I got all these cells, one people in these cells here going on. What if a bus come in right now?" So the captain was trying to tell him, Captain Trait, trying to tell him, well, Bamm Bamm, he from the South. He gotta make sure, let them get accustomed going on. They get accustomed, they gonna move in there. He don't run my penalty. So boom, when he did that, they started trying to force people in. So we went out there, we held the red cages. We had a red cage, they gassed us. Upstairs, came out. They held the red cages from the South. They gassed. And finally, after they kept gassing her, he come down there and said, well, let's talk. I said, we listen. He said, I said, man, listen, you hurt my people, I'm trying to hurt your people. Simple as that. I said, you want me to be, you get mad when somebody hurt one of your officers, but I ain't supposed to feel nothing when you hurt one of my homeboys. I said, I'm not no animal, man, I'm a man. So boom, we back to level. So the AW, well, now he was a captain. Hudson was a captain in Marion. when the white guy made the move against the GD dude, and I ended up punishing him. And everybody thought I was a GD. I'm not no GD, but the guy was not supposed to make the move because we had said everything was squashed. So now that captain come down there, and he sit there with the used to be captain. Hudson, he was an AW down there. So he come there, and the counselor, my counselor tell me, who used to be at SIS, he said, Bamm Bamm, they want to put this crazy dude in the cell with you. He said, I'm not going to be a part of it. He said, so Monday or Tuesday will be the time they try to bring that man in here because they're my off day. He said, because I'm not going to sign off on it. So they got this dude named Prophet. He was crazy. Well, what they used to do is not give him his medication. They'll put him in the cell with you and not give him his medication. And then he cut a dude eye out, cut dude's ear out, and going on then. So finally, after he did that 3 or 4 times, dude didn't give him no chance. So dude started just, when they put him in there, dude just started punishing. And I used to tell my homeboy, I said, no, we don't hurt no mental people. The man is a mental patient. They not getting his medicine. I said, we don't do that. Children, mental patients, and old people, we don't in handicap, we don't do that. So we wouldn't accept it. So they bring him to my cell, and I tell him, I said, look, man, I said, I ain't got no problem with you, brother, what's going on? I said, but I'm not accepting you in here because I'm not gonna hurt you, and I ain't gonna let you hurt me. So he just stand up rocking back and forth. The Lieutenant Fleming, he was already mad at me because I set him out on the till. Because he was one of the Colorado Cowboys that was jumping on all the folks and stomping their head out. And then one day he come down the till and he was saying something slick. And I said, well, you know, you got that immunity because you testified against your people when I was up in Colorado when you did that. I said, so you acting tough because you got immunity for being a rat. And so he sit there, and so me and him, we started beefing. A little bit of something, then he had his daughter working there. So anyway, he come to the cell and he wanted to force the dude. And I said, man, I'm not going against my principle. I said, I'm willing to die for my principles. So dude, boom, they walked off. They walked off with the dude. They walked off, they come back. They come down there, they came back and they teamed me, they shot me up, they going on. We tussed a little bit, they going on. They put me in restraints. I was in restraint. My lawsuit says I was in restraint for 28 days. I was in restraint for 40 days. I was in restraint for 28 days. They had me in restraint for 28 days. Serranios, Native American, all the people, they start after 28 days, they contacted. I was in restraints. I couldn't do nothing. They contacted the Lewisburg Prison Project. They said, look here. They got this little dude in here, Bamm Bamm, Sebastian Richardson. They said, I was married with the dude. They say, man, this dude been trying to, he helped everybody and everything. He done disappeared. We ain't seen him in 28 days. We scared these folks may be in the kill them going on. The folks said they had lost so much money dealing with the inmates because soon as they get the inmates going on a lawsuit, the folks come offer him something and then they accept it, and all their money that they expended is, they said they done broke us. We don't really got the money. They said everybody told them. They said they never had this many people from every nationality, every geographical place sit there and send them a letter about one inmate. And they said when they asked the dude Todd, he was a Spanish dude. He was out of I think he wasn't out of Mexico, Arizona. And Todd told him, said, listen, I was in Maryland with that little dude. He said, man, that dude there, they ain't gonna break this one. And the dude said they took it. They said they ain't had enough. They said, Mr. Sprout, David Sprout, he said they took that. So when they took that and they come try to see me, the folk wouldn't let them see me. So they went to the governor of Pennsylvania. And the governor of Pennsylvania, after 28 days, sent his assistant down there and told them they need to see me. So they came, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know all this was going on because I've been restrained for 28 days. I've been in belly chains and my leg chains. Well, I can kind of walk around the cell, but I'm locked up. All of a sudden they come in, they walked in to check my restraints. They started checking my restraint. Then they started wrestling. God, they started wrestling. He resisting. I know the game, but I don't know why. So now they put me in 4 points. So I'm in 4 points. They come back and I found out later they go tell my lawyer then because they took the case without even talking to me. They tell my lawyer that I assaulted the officer when they was trying to take me out of restraint, so therefore they couldn't bring me down there. So now my lawyers go back, Mr. Sprout and Jennifer Tobin. They go back and you look at the paperwork, you see they go back and talk to them. They say, hey, look here, hey, that ain't right. They going on this bar. So now they come back. They come back 12 days later. When they come in there and wrestle me down, they put me in 4 points. So they put me in 4 points. Now I'm in 4 points for the next 12 days. And when the next 12 days, they got the window open on me. It's in Lewisburg. And so it's cold, it's freezing. They got the door open on me. I'm pissing on myself. They won't let me use the bathroom. I won't eat nothing. I lost 38 pounds in a month's time. I won't eat nothing because they ain't gonna let me use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Only time I'm gonna get to use they'll stick the pot under me is if when the warden come through and the warden said, you got any complaints? I say, they ain't let me use the bathroom and going on blah, blah, blah. So they have to do it right there in front of him. So now they take me and they put it, and I get a chance to use the bathroom. So that's why I couldn't eat no food because of that. So now when they come down there, look at it.
So hold on. So when you use the bathroom, how you clean yourself?
You can't. They got to. Man, you smelling shit for the next week.
So man, they treat you like an animal. They let you just do them and that's it.
Man, and they want you to piss on yourself because they got the window open and going on. So that's why I didn't drink water. The son gun took me water when the nurse told him said he got to hydrate. They said he ain't drinking no water. He got to hydrate because I didn't drink no water because they were giving me water. The lieutenant said, hey, Gardner, especially the dirtiest dude I ever met in life. He chipped my teeth when I told him he liked that dude Percy off of Green Mile. I said, yeah, you a tough dude, long as you got your stick, but when somebody grab you, you gonna weeby on yourself. Boy, look at all his men start laughing. That's all gonna hit me in the mouth with the radio, chip my teeth. Yeah, chip my teeth. Hit me in the mouth with the radio. But all these people laughing and going on. But anyway, long story short, you gonna urinate on yourself. They going on to like water, but they kept complaining. The nurse said, hey, now he need to drink some water. So they was talking about putting the IV on me, and I'm still scared of knees at it. They talking putting the IV on me, and she told me he got the hydrating going on. So the gardener, the dirty one, so he said, well, we can't find, it's cups right there. We can't find no cups. So they get the cups, they get bowl. They just give me one of them bowls. They put the water in the bowl, and I'm stupid enough. And I didn't realize by me laying flat on the ground, they put the water on the bowl, water going all in my nose. So it's waterboarding me. So I'm getting the cup going on. So now I had to, I refused water. I kept refusing water and going on because the water goes, when he used the bowl, you had to find a good lieutenant who just doing his job, like Lieutenant Bernard, like that there. You can't Lieutenant Bernard, Lieutenant Hooper, one that just doing their job. That's when you say, hey, Lieutenant, I ain't used the bathroom in a while. Lieutenant Hooper he'll take one thing out, and then you can start up and he'll stick the bowl up on you. He do his job. He ain't one of them dirty ones. Lieutenant Bernard was the same way. So it depends if they say if you ask one of the police and say who the lieutenant on the shift this week? Well Gardner got it to next 4 days. He on 4 and off too. Then you know don't eat nothing. Don't eat nothing because Gardner ain't gonna let you. He ain't gonna let you. And he's a little rat face or something. You know what I'm saying? Who testified against the Colorado Cowboys? If you look in the case, he testified against the Colorado Cowboys when they were stomping the people and kicking their nuts off. He one of the ones who testified and got immunity.
Oh wow!
I was up there in Colorado when they did that. See, that's why I knew that he was part of it. Him, Lieutenant Wade, or I forgot the girl name, the Spanish girl, cause she the one that used to take the dudes who like to jack off on the women. They used to take her in there. She testified against them. They used to take her and Lieutenant King. They used to take her up there, take the dudes who jack off. They'd open up their legs, and then let her stomp their nuts. She just stomped their nuts, and she testified against them. Lieutenant Wade testified against them, Go look up the Colorado Cowboys. Look at it. And I think they was sentenced and they was indicted in like 90. They was in 95 when they were doing that, but they was indicted. But it's in the newspaper. They was indicted or sentenced or got their sentencing in 2000.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
This Terrance Gangsta Williams, a.k.a. OG Giggity, a.k.a. Mr. Answer Right Back, a.k.a. the People Champ, Terrance Williams.